So one of our favourite dishes with coral trout is a coral trout risotto. So we've got a 1.5 kilo coral trout. We've gilled and gutted it. And all we're going to do now is fillet it. We'll keep the skin for crispy skin, and then we'll make risotto out of the rest of it. So this is how we do it. So we've knocked the slabs off. There's the slabs, the fillet. We'll knock the wings off, we'll eat them separately. So when you're cutting the wings off, there's a little bone here. If you just slip up under the bone, they come off quite easily. Then for this risotto, we're going to make stock from the actual fish frame. So just cut through the middle of the cartilage. Cut down into sections. A few sections here now. And we're just going to boil that up. Get the stock with a bit of onion, maybe a bit of carrot, and make our risotto from that stock. So we just got the stock boiling. Like I said earlier, carrot, a bit of onion, salt and pepper, and we're just going to boil that for about 15 minutes, I think, and then we're going to use that stock to cook the risotto in. Alright, to prepare this, we're just going to give it a skin. It's not going to be an awesome skin. We normally leave a little bit of flesh on the back of it if we want crispy skin. So leave a bit of flesh on the back of it, and then for the coral trout, I'll knock out the pin bones down the middle. See where they are. So that's out there. Probably only need one fillet for this risotto we're making. Put that in the scrap pile, and then we normally just dice this up. So I'm just going to finish cutting down the centre. On a bloody fish you'd normally remove the bloodline. There's no blood on this one. I'm cutting this into cubes. To prepare this, I normally just get a bit of paper towel and just go with the skin to dry it. Otherwise you get a bit of a soggy, crackly skin. I don't scale it, the scars are still on there. Dry that off, and I'll get a bit of salt. I'll just put a bit of salt over it. Kind of prepare it the same way you would with your pork crackling, just minus the oil, because it'll be cooking in oil. I'm going to leave that sit for a couple of minutes, then I'll just slice it up into bite-sized pieces and shallow fry it in hot oil. So this has been boiling for 15 minutes. You can see at the top there, all the oils have boiled out of this fish, so that's where all the flavour is. So it does smell delicious. So I'll just turn this off. And now I am going to pick up all the bits I want to keep and then strain the liquid. Carrots and onion we're going to throw into the risotto. The head, we're going to scrape the cheek meat out of the head. And we're also going to scrape the meat out of the backbone. We are not wasting anything on this fish at all. Just going to strain the last bit of the stock now, and that's all we need for the risotto. And we still have a little bit left over. So strainer didn't really catch anything, which was good. So a couple tablespoons of butter on a hot pan. A little bit of oil, any oil is fine, nothing fancy. You throw the onion in. And we'll cook that until it softens, and probably a tablespoon of garlic as well. So we've pre-rinsed our arborio rice, and we're putting that into the onion, garlic and butter mix. We're going to sit and stir that for a minute. So then we're going to pour in about a cup of white wine. So steamy. It smells good though. We're going to leave that come up to the boil now and boil the alcohol out of it. So once the wine has boiled down, we're just going to ladle in that stock we made earlier, one ladle at a time, and just simmer it until the rice is cooked. So you can see we're down from 1.5 litres down to half a litre of water left in the stock bowl. The risotto is getting close to being cooked, so we're going to throw our bit of green in. Zucchini and beans today. Can be anything you feel like, but we're going to use the zucchini and keep the beans. Throw that in. And we'll stir that one through. And then we're going to gently stir through the fish, so the fish will actually cook within the risotto and the sauce. Make sure you're scraping from the bottom so it doesn't stick to the pan. So it probably worked out to be about 250, 300 grams of whole trout meat that we've actually used. We've saved the other fillet for tea another night, because we're going to use all the meat that was left over on the head and the body of the fish frame. Our one last ladle of stock, and stir that through. A bit of salt and pepper just to season to flavour. And that is a coral trout risotto. While that's finishing off, we've heated up a pan here, ready to put our crispy skin down. Skin side down first. It will curl up a little bit. It's got to be hot oil. If not hot, it won't work very well. So it's been frying for about a minute, if that. I've just turned all over now. You can see those scars have helped give it a crunchy feel. most of your omega-3s from your fish is actually stored between the meat and the skin. So by doing this, you're actually catching the most of the nutrients in your fish. Not wasting anything at all. So you can see crispy skin coral trout looks delicious. Put it on a paper towel, try and soak up some of the fats. From the fish frame, and then we've got our carrot and onion from the stock. We're just going to put that in right at the end. It's already cooked, so this is just a stir through. Fresh butter, yum yum. And if you have fresh parmesan, that's good. If not, cheap parmesan. And we just leave that rest for 5 minutes or so before we serve it up with our crackle on the side as a garnish.